What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Sourcewall. I think this is episode 14. It's your boy Kojay with Parademon 44.
What's good? And with that, I'm gonna have to say BRB. but Kojay will be here with you guys to give you a good leader.
Oh, alright. A little unexpected, but hey, I'm down. How's everybody doing? If you haven't checked already, I'll do a little advertisement here. Check out Snyder Cut Fighters on my gaming channel. It's pretty cool. Some shenanigans, some break from all the stress, just to see some of me and my boys and some fellow Snyder Cut Fighters that you may recognize just duke it out. Booyah.
I am back.
Wow, that was super BRB. I just did a little plug for my video game channel.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? Thought we do another source war sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we're trying to keep this constant.
Talk about some things and some bangs.
We got to get this release of Snyder Cut out, but before that, it's come to our attention of a certain, I think Terry, Mr. Batman Beyond. I'm sorry, Mr. Batman is slacking a little bit.
Terry, thought he was Tim Drake.
Tim Drake? No, I see
Didn't they say
Pattinson
that
being
they were
as Terry.
making a Tim Drake movie?
Oh, they are? Oh, what?
Yeah,
I thought that was a rumor.
Directed by Matt Reeves.
Wait, are you messing with me?
I am messing with you.
Ah,
We are
that's so
talking
easy.
about the new Batman movie.
Yes.
And we'll probably, it'd be a good idea for this one and this thumbnail. No homo. Batflack working out in BVS. Because this is going to be the topic to lead into other topics of this show. I think it was today or earlier today or maybe even yesterday. Whatever. Who knows? Who's keeping track of time at this point?
Good point.
Robert Pattinson had an interview where, he pretty much brushed off and, raised his nose at, you feel what I mean, working out for the Batman role. And talked about how he was, I think he said something along the lines of, ignoring his physical trainer that the studio paid for.
Now, is this
Help
something
him
he
get
said
into
on
shape for the
video?
role. This is something, they're pulling this from an article. It seemed. Maybe he did, maybe just, because, sometimes they have, on-camera interviews with people that they just transcript. So maybe it was a recorded interview that they just released a transcript of. But this was an interview someplace, and it didn't. I forgot what website it was, but I did click it at the time, and it didn't seem like it was a joke website or anything. It seemed like it was a legit, lifestyle / I guess entertainment website that had an interview with Robert Pattinson, and he brings up how actors in the 70s didn't have to do all that, and how working out all the time as an actor sets a precedent. You feel me? Having to be in shape and look good for roles like this, like action roles like this, where you're playing larger than life characters.
It's also not just a matter of being in the looks, but you really have to be in shape. Because trust me, I've worked with some actors who I call them just head actors, meaning nothing sexual, of course, but it just means that they only act from their shoulders up. Like they don't really change their habits or try and embody the character physically. And even to the smallest point of running. Let's say you're doing you got a role as a character who is let's say a track and field specialist. Obviously, it would be good to run because true, you may not do the hard scenes where you run. They get a stunt double for that, or maybe you will. But either way, there are scenes where you have to run into frame, or out of frame, or just for an establishing shot. And if you can't run, like your posture's all off and your wrists are all flopping around, this is also just for the conditioning to be in mode for the character, especially for a character who is, by book, very physical and known to be very physical.
Yeah, but I think he does, have a point there though. Like why why do all the working out and all the muscles and everything where they can just put the muscles in the suit, you
Yeah,
know?
or have a stunt double just do all the physical stuff because,
Yeah, yeah,
Batman's face is totally covered. Probably why
yeah,
they love making movies with him.
yeah. You can always just put all the work on the stunt double, too. Put all the work on the stunt man. The actor itself really doesn't technically really needs to even be doing much playing Batman. If you really think about it, like really, I kind of feel for Robert Pattinson. He can just, I guess he can just be sitting in his trailer for the whole set. You feel what I mean?
Hmm.
Smoking hash and sniffing fucking cocaine.
Yep, doing the whole
While you feel
actor
me? While the
stereotypical
stunt,
thing.
while the stunt man, you feel me, does all the important scenes, and as Batman, and you feel me, he gets to just stumble around as Bruce Wayne with a glass full of scotch. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like for 10 minutes in
Could
the
be why
movie.
it's so difficult to get a Superman movie because how many people are going to invest into training someone to get into it and all that. Like even for Superman Returns, I give it props because they trained Brandon, and he was even swimming in water just to figure out how to feel like being floatlessness, being like in the air, flying, and that helped his posture when he was on the wires. Like they put in time and effort.
Yeah. So it is.
So is Batman a character they could cheat with? Is that what he's getting away with? Because uh, if he ignores his training and gets away with that, that's obviously not a priority they're enforcing or encouraging.
Like Robert Pattinson just comes off like a fucking actor that you know really could care less. You feel me? Like
Mm.
that's why I wasn't even really off people gassing him up, saying like, "Oh yeah, have you seen his indie movies now? They're so good. They prove
So
that
is
he's a
Hayden
pretty good
Christensen's.
actor." Yeah, exactly. It's like they're not even that great either. For real, like gassing. And it's like you ask me, I feel like he only did films like that so he would have a little bit of longevity, so people wouldn't say that he fucking sucks. Like
Hmm.
I'm being G though. Like you feel me?
Yeah,
Like
I can see it, man.
it's like if you only had Twilight to write off of the year, nobody would really be fucking with you like that. Of course, you got to prove to the industry that you got a little bit of talent. But it's like if it wasn't for that, I don't feel like he would be doing roles like that. And then as soon as he's done with the indie circuit, there's like he's drooling over the Batman role all of a sudden. Like why? Because maybe he just wants to go back to that franchise check again. You feel me? Like all right, I'm ready to go back to the franchise check.
Yeah, it
You
could
know.
be. You're very right. There's a lot of
Like and just
actors
sit
who.
sit around on one property, make like 3 or 4 movies off of it for like 10 years, 8 to 10 years, and then you feel what I mean, and then just move on to whatever bullshit he's gonna do after that. Like to me, this is like literally the equivalent of David Bowie playing Batman.
And what
It's
did
like for real.
and we were talking earlier about when asked for the role, what was his inspiration for it, for
What did
taking
he
it?
say?
You said you just wanted it, correct?
Yeah,
That's it. I just wanted it.
yeah. I think he just said he just yeah. Like I just wanted the role. I just
Hmm.
wanted. It was just calling me. Like that. Like that's it. Like I don't know. This guy, and it's especially like this is what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted to go back to young Batman doing young stuff. Batman with the bird chest,
Mm-hmm.
being all young, ears so wet they dripping. You know.
Yeah, man. It's just like just bad feelings about the whole thing. It just doesn't. But then again, people are getting bad feelings about Batfleck. You think this is any different? Because then we saw Ben
Yeah,
Affleck
I
put the
do think
work
it's
into
different
it.
because none of like if you were to just go past even back to Bale, like none of them did anything to like question their ability in their role leading up to it. And if anything, they went out of their way to reinforce, faith. that they'll do a good job. You feel what I mean?
Mm.
By saying what they're going to lean into, what their take is going to be. What even a lot of times, yes, talking about training regimens. You feel me? And what they're doing to prepare for the role, things of that nature. But Affleck definitely did that leading up to being, playing Batman. There was even points where it was like, he wouldn't shut the fuck up about playing Batman leading up to BVS. And you can also say that was because of all the backlash around then, you feel me, before the film even came out. So maybe the studio wanted to try to use him to get ahead of it by saying like, nah, it's cool, it's gonna be alright. I'm
Mm.
really into this shit, and he was. You feel me? He did a great job in that role. But with what Robert Pattinson is saying, like everything he's saying about the role is like condescending douchiness. Like it's almost like because you don't really know where it stands in the industry. It's almost like he knows people don't want him. Like he knows people really don't want him to have the role. Like, cause Ben Affleck had a way more push against him as the Batman. Like now people are handling Robert Pattinson with kid gloves because they feel like, oh man, we always give, the dude casted as Batman shit. So we'll let this one live. And, maybe they're right, but you feel what I mean? I feel like he could be taking advantage of that, but I also feel like he may really think that maybe even not just the regular populace, but even other people in the industry are not really off him being Batman and what his Batman is gonna bring to the table. You feel me? Like, and he might be just trying to lash out through that with his comments. Because there's
Mm.
also you got a example of this is like Luke Skywalker, and when it came to the Star Wars, and it's a different standing, but you feel me? When it came to those films, the new sequel trilogy was coming out. Like Mark Hamill was saying a lot of slick shit about the Star Wars films leading up to pretty much all of them, during the press tour of all of them, after all of them. You feel what I mean? And it was kind of a thing where he's kind of letting like, yeah, they didn't want me to be in these movies. I didn't really want to be in these movies. They shitted on my character and everything. So, like, fuck them. You feel me? I'm about to just throw all this shade type situation.
Right.
But with Robert Pattinson, it could be a situation where it's like, I know why I really want this role, and maybe other people know why I really want this role, and they see through it, but fuck it, I don't care, I'm still gonna do it, and I don't care that y'all don't want me to do it. You feel me? Type shit. And it's like, all right, but like I said, not many people are against him playing the role, at least when they compared to Ben Affleck, to Batman prior. You feel me?
Mm.
So it really is a wonder why, you feel what I mean, he feels so salty, you feel me, about like the portrayal of Batman and how it should be, you feel what I mean, and what people are expecting, you feel me, from him, you feel me, like, because he really, the gauntlet really hasn't been laid down just yet of what people, when they expect, you feel me, people have an idea of what they want, you feel what I mean, but like I said, he hasn't felt the pressure just yet. But with this comments, these recent comments, whether like people say he was joking, I don't think he was joking. Like he might, next few days, tomorrow, he might come out and try to renege backstep on these comments. But I think he was being genuine, and you feel me. There's already a lot of people talking about it. Like like John Campion made a whole 30-minute video about it. Like, you feel me. Pretty much everyone that's, you feel me, into Batman has made a video about it, I think, at this point.
Oh, that's right. That's okay.
There's like 5 different videos on my subscriptions that I haven't even watched at all about this nigga. about this nigga Robert Pattinson. So yeah, motherfuckers is talking about this, and all of them are worded in a way where you can tell that the creator of the video is not off it. You know what I mean? Like, so, like I don't like people, like I don't know that people might start putting the pressure on him now. You feel what I mean? Like, yo, you better not fuck this shit up. Like, but hey, I'm not really invested in it personally. I can care less here or there. You know, I'm a Batfleck guy. Batfleck was supposed this was supposed to be a Batfleck run anyway. That's why I'm not even
Exactly.
like
That's why I'm
really, you know.
not really into it, man. It's a
Yeah,
weird U-turn.
this was supposed to be a Batfleck run, and I switched it up at the last second to do this bullshit. So I'm still riding out the Batfleck shit.
And that's still good. That's still fresh. Like
Yeah,
even
it's
in
still
that
still fresh modern Batman. It's not
didn't
even Batman. It's not even old, you know, tired Batman. You feel what I mean? That's just fresh Batman. It just came out not too long ago. 2017, you know, 2020 Batman. You feel me? You know,
and you
came
noticed
out in this age.
the Kevin Smith little video special for Warner Brothers where he was around all the whatchamacallit, the older Batmobiles and the Batmobiles of the
Yeah.
time. It looked like it was a retired class, and the Snyder Cut BVS Batmobile wasn't there, which tells me it's not retired yet. So I thought that was all right.
Wow. See, I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch it either. I just saw a little clip here and there, but I saw that the lineup was all the way up to the Nolan verse of the Nolan trilogy of the Batmobile with the Tumbler, and everything was all the
Hopefully
way
it isn't
back.
retired. Hopefully they just didn't do some bullshit, you know.
Yeah, which is hard because as a DC fan, DCEU fan, fan of cinema, you really can't tell what the is going on with freaking Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
It's like almost like they're experimental without even having to earn the 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 safety blanket to be experimental.
I I think WB is schizophrenic right now because it's not really
Mm,
about
that sounds
you
better.
know what's best for entertainment and making money and everything. It's not even really about who's running these studios or anything either. A lot of times, it really comes down to is the talent. What it really comes down to is Hollywood or the film industry just has a lot of weirdos with a lot of strange ideals that just work their way into the film industry in different ways and fashions, and you know some of those, let's just say, some of those people, you feel me, that have been flooding, you feel me, places like studios like Disney and even Paramount to a certain extent, Universal and all that shit, have been working their way into WB as well. You feel me? That's how I see it. You feel me? It's
Mm.
like the WB of the past. You feel what I mean? Where they used to just come out with solid concepts and solid films that were like, oh, that was pretty good. Solid film, hit all the marks. You feel me? Like that now they're just doing all like all these shots in the dark and all these like new and fresh takes, and you feel what I mean? Like WB, I hate to say it too, put it like this too, but WB doesn't even know if they want to be woke or not. They don't know if they want to be woke or not. They don't know if they want to be prestige or not. They don't know if they want to be white bread or not. You feel me? They don't know if they just want to make McDonald's ass movies. It's like, should we just crank out McDonald's type movies? And they just don't know. You feel me? So they're just doing all of it. Like, all right, we'll throw out a McDonald's type movie right here. All right,
Can't see
now we'll
what
throw out a
lands.
white bread movie. You feel me? Then we'll throw out a woke movie. You feel what I mean? And then we'll try to fit a prestige movie in there. You feel what I mean? Like, then we'll try to fit like a high concept film in there. If the comic book films ain't working out, then we'll try to do like an original sci-fi or something with aliens or something, or on an island, or an island with with monkeys or something.
Oh
Like, come
man.
on, say that's not what they've been doing like for the last 2 years. It's like they're literally not even following the same playbook that WB used to follow. They're like all over the place with it. Where like even like boom, perfect example. Like a few months ago, you feel me? Even into the end of going back to even to the end of 2019, even further back, they're talking about fuck Superman, it's about to be a Supergirl movie. It's about to be a Supergirl movie. Fuck Superman, it's about to be a Supergirl movie. Everyone's talking about this, and there's
Right?
rumors like, oh, WB's talking about doing a Supergirl movie instead of Superman and shit. Like, what the hell? And it's like this shit really gaining traction, getting off the ground. Now they saying like, oh, WB said fuck Supergirl. They going back to Superman.
It's like, oh man.
And like you can say like, all right, this is all just rumor and conjecture and everything, but 9 times out of 10, this really is probably bullshit coming out of WB of them being flip flops. You feel me? Like it's like they was probably working on the Supergirl movie, and they realized like, oh no, we can't be doing that. We going back to Superman. Now they're back to Superman. So it's like it doesn't. They're not really making. They're all over the place with it. They don't know what the fuck they want to do. It's clear. It's obvious. It's clearly obvious. So like.
Unless they decide to invest more money in the CW Supergirl show, get that on for longer seasons, because the longer seasons they go after 5, I think, or 4, I forget. They have to pay them extra more.
Yeah, and
So
that's why it's done to be like, all right, you're gonna
that.
have that whole Supergirl show going, but you're just gonna make a Supergirl movie. That's the real reason why I feel like they undercut the Flash movie.
Mm-hmm. They want to keep attention on the CW Flash.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a fuck about the damn multiverse. It's like the fans talk about multiverse. Like, oh man, why don't they understand they can just do whatever and anything they want because of the multiverse? They don't give a fuck about that. It's about not burning out their IPs. You feel me? Like if they could have 100 Batmans running at once and still be able to, you feel me, make money off Batman in 10 years, they would do that. But that's not feasible. You feel me? They can't have like they can't have like 5 Batmans going and then 5 Supermans going and then 5 Flashes going. It's like no. it's like you're like, you feel me? They're milking. They're gonna milk the shit dry. Like, and after a while, motherfuckers gonna be like, all right, enough of this shit. Like, they got Flash on TV, they got Flash on the movies, they got Flash on my computer, they got Flash coming on an app on my phone. Like,
that's kind of what was brilliant about Smallville, actually, because they called it Smallville and the character is Clark. They didn't even touch the word Superman, or even acknowledge a lot of more of that until. Smallville was 2001. Superman Returns was 2005. 2001. 4th season would be around 2005. Yeah, so
Smallville was about Superboy. That's why.
Yeah, in a way, it's pretty much Superboy. And for those of you who do not know, is that when Clark Kent, Kal-El dons his garb, his Kryptonian heritage suit, the Superman suit. When he donned it at a younger age, he was referred to as Superboy. Using Legion of Superheroes, the Superboy show, in fact, and Smallville is pretty much Superboy.
Yep. And that's why he never wears the suit.
Uh-huh.
But, like, for WB... especially right now with the virus going down, they just lost in the sauce with it. It's gonna be fucking months before we have any idea what these motherfuckers are thinking.
Yeah, and I'm still concerned about the rhythm of CBMs coming out in a certain rhythm and timely fashion. I think some of the fanatic fans are going to detox from that, and they'll want diversity, and nothing's more diverse than like Zack Snyder's Justice League, honestly, because he was ahead of his time working on doing something original and not just copying a successful template.
Yeah, you're right.
I think people are going to want more rich, in-depth films, like films that people took like 2 years in preparation and the making to make, not just a film shot quickly in the span of 2 or 1 month.
So how do you think Wonder Woman 84 is gonna do when it hits later this?
I honestly don't know, because
August. Yeah.
I honestly don't know, and I don't care. I think she'll do fine as far as the diehard Wonder Woman fans, like the lifelongers. Like, I'm talking about Wonder Woman fans who just casually yet passionately love Wonder Woman. Like, I know some this one girl at the office and other people who fit her demographic where they will buy, oh, there's this brand at this Gucci store where it's just Wonder Woman themed lipstick and purses. Oh, I'm buying it because I love Wonder Woman. Or they rock Wonder Woman on their phone, and some dudes too. Nothing wrong with that. But they just rock Wonder Woman the logo, and some Superman fans are like this, Batman fans, Spider-Man fans, but they don't even read any of the comics. They're just aware of whatever shows, and they liked a few movies, and they will definitely support anything Wonder Woman or whatever without even knowing the character. And granted, some of them do know a lot, but I have run into a bunch of them who are like dedicated casual fans. I think they will bring in a lot of money to Wonder Woman, and it is Wonder Woman 2, and people love Gal Gadot, so I think they'll go to it. But then again, she was also in Justice League, and even Wonder Woman being in that couldn't bring those numbers up. So I really don't know, and I don't care because I'm waiting for Snyder Cut anyways.
I think I ain't gonna say Wonder Woman gonna bomb, but I don't think it's gonna do as good as it could have.
Especially from the story leaks of it that we've discussed on the show. I'm not confident it's gonna give it as much try. See, the thing is that there needs to be a character journey and growth, and that takes care and time to reach that triumphant Rocky moment. And I think they had a bunch of little moments and big moments of triumph in the Wonder Woman movie produced by Zack Snyder and Deborah. And we have those moments of triumph, an actual struggle. But when it's kind of like in a cookie cutter, kind of comfortable, fun, hoorah way with no grand stakes and just some eye candy. Um, and when I say eye candy, I mean like visual eye candy. Like people are like, "Oh, Michael Bay, all the explosions and all the Transformers," but at least they had high stakes in their plot. So if there's no high stakes here, it's just going to be a bunch of cool eye candy visuals and special effects and this and that, maybe to carry it. But I still have no uh, idea or passion of like the stakes involved for Wonder Woman to have a triumphant moment, and that's what she needs. That's what
Yeah, I
all
don't
her
see this
characters need.
movie ending in it with in a triumphant moment either.
Hmm.
I just think with the combination of it being pushed back so many times and it popping in but being slipping out of people's memories so many times, and plus with it being technically, I think it'll be the first. I think it will be the first CBN off the virus if it, because I think shit will definitely be wrapped up by the time August hits.
Hmm.
But will people be running to the movie theaters? You feel what I mean? When August hits, that's the question. I think it could either go two ways. Is that either no one's gonna go check it like that and just gonna be like whatever because they're gonna be caught up, just living life so hard that they're not even gonna want to hit the theater like that, or you feel me? People are gonna be so cooped up for so long that people are gonna hit the theater in droves. But
Yep.
even with that, you gotta take into account like how they're even gonna start handling even going to theaters like that, where you have to you got people's asses in seats after hour coming in and out. So with the health factor in play, and it's movie theaters being notoriously sticky places. Like it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, how to do the seating, how to do the tickets and everything.
Hmm.
It could even when things open back up, it still could have an effect on the box office. So
Unless they make
like
movie
with
theaters 24 hours. Haha.
yeah, so like
Even that, I don't
WB
know.
WB is getting into a place where there's even with all these other films getting pushed back. Every DC film got pushed back. I think Flash got moved up a little bit, but it's like they're getting to it's getting to a point where how long are they gonna sit until people start forgetting about the DCEU, because you know Black Widow's coming up soon, and Marvel took their break, but as soon when Black Widow hit, you feel me? That's pretty much when time to let you know that yeah, like the Marvel shit is back in full swing. I know nobody really noticed it because nobody be really thinking about Marvel shit like that at all. You feel me? You see how long it's been, and didn't even realize how long it's been. You feel me? There hasn't been no MCU content really like, but best believe when that Black Widow hit, you feel me? That wave of MCU content is gonna hit, and then WB, if they don't got nothing to push against it, and they don't, it seems, because they don't, because they just don't. Only thing they have is the CW shows.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get smacked on, like
They're gonna
when
get
like
smacked
when
on hard. Because one
yeah
thing
when
I do
the
like about MCU, they give their fans what they want. WB, they don't give us what we want.
yeah they don't. So this is just based off that they might get smacked on again. You feel me? As soon as Black Widow rolls back around, and can I'm not gonna say Wonder Woman 84 can't outdo Black Widow, but I am saying like after that, like else are they gonna do to, you know, keep people invested, you know, in this franchise, you know, especially with the Snyder Cut sitting right there, and it's like what direction are you about to take this in?
Mm.
Even with the talk of we're gonna bring back Henry Cavill is like that shit doesn't connect to the already set up storyline, then motherfuckers really don't want to see it. You feel me? Like right, real shit. Alright, so and that leads us into like this the Snyder cut. Will it come out? And will it come out soon enough to save WB's ass?
Mm-hmm.
Even though people are trying to push the whole Warner Media HBO Max thing, but it's like you do when it does come out, you never know when or how it will come out. So, what do you think, Kojay?
Hmm.
Will it come out, and will it come out in enough time to save WB's ass?
I think it will because as time goes on, it looks like the smart money is piling up on Zack Snyder's Justice League. So to release the Snyder Cut, I think is working more in their favor. It's almost like a fine wine. But if they wait too long, I think releasing it would only be a waste of money. They will make some good money if they release it like way late. Now, when I say way late, I mean like 2 years or like 5 years from now is way late. That's stupid. And I think right
Mm-hmm.
when it's building up to a breaking point, they got to release it before the breaking point or right on the breaking point. And that's when they'll get some good, real money out of it. They'll make a good profit as much as they can from it. Because really, what they should do is look at every film and look at that they have coming out, and look at what they have to put out with the demand and the intrigue. And when they put it out at the right time, it's going to bring back enough money that they should have got before, or maybe more because of all this intrigue and this hunger for it. Now, if they missed that window, um, they would have made a really dumb move, I think. And then it's telling me 2020 is a year it has to come out. It should come out.
I agree. 2020 has to be the year.
2020,
So
perfect vision.
with H with HBO Max looming, it'll be out. They claim, in 14 days. So it's
And
two
we already know
weeks.
Netflix wanted it.
Yeah. What do you expect to happen on the days leading up to the release of HBO Max and on the day of HBO Max? Also keeping in mind that Zack Snyder hasn't said said anything really about the Snyder Cut, for a while,
And the last
and
thing
that
he'd
could that
said was
that
on
could
that
be partly
BBS.
because of yeah. Yeah, I think that is the last thing he said. I'm sure I don't know if he posted any pictures or anything in between. People, anyone in the comments who heard that knows. let us know in the comments and shit. But
Yeah, most of his Vero posts, from my knowledge, right on without looking right now, has been a lot of casual posts. So, um, Snyder had a certain rhythm and reason for his posts and when and why, and I think he needed that for hype for his negotiations or whatever he's working out with Warner Brothers to get his film out. And because I take my source always with Zack Snyder. I'm like, okay, where is he? Is he cruising? Is he chilling? Okay, he's taking a break. Just by his posts alone, it's pretty transparent. And he's been not pushing the Snyder Cut much, so I'm like, does he have his answer already? And he just can't say stuff because, the rules and whatever contracts and whatever binding agreements they have on what to say. Like, if he's not pushing it hard at the moment and he's just chilling and cruising, then has the battle been won? That's what I want to know. And what it looks like, he's chill, so I'm like, okay, maybe I should be chill, but I'm still going to fight for it because I hate ambiguity. It's dumb. But if he's coasting, then I'm taking that as a good sign.
I feel you. Good sign that he's coasting.
Mm-hmm.
I could get behind that. I could. So, what do you expect? Leading up to the release of HBO Max, and did you hear the rumor
That little
a
making of?
very they're leading up to the release of HBO Max, and did you hear the rumor? It was a very big grain of salt rumor. I forgot where it was even from, but they were talking about it. Like, the boys was talking about it like earlier today or even yesterday about like someone who said that there was going to be a trailer for or some type of trailer behind the scenes for the Snyder Cut when HBO Max on the day HBO Max comes out, and it was gonna have Zack Snyder in it, and they were gonna do this whole shtick and spiel, I guess, in the video or whatever. But I guess he's pretty much saying it was gonna be an announcement video
Yes, that's the
that they
one
have
I was about to
that
say
they
that I
have
did
planned.
see that rumor of some behind the scenes featurette or special that was going to be on HBO Max. Now, that's interesting to me because if they launch a special about something else coming later on HBO Max on the day it's released, that tells me they're like either testing the waters of what they could generate or using that to get people to entice people to sign up, but also just it's weird because or
They don't
maybe
have
because
much
I'm saying that
original
because I want
content,
them to say it to be on. But yeah, they don't have a lot of original content yet, right?
at least not that they've told us about.
Yeah, I'm wondering what their strategy
It's,
would be
you know,
to stretch it out or test the water to illustrate some of that. Like, are they still in negotiations of what to do with it? Are they still trying to wait out the coronavirus? Are they still trying to test the waters of hype and stuff? You know what I mean?
well, yeah, we can also say that could be why Snyder hasn't said anything
Mm-hmm. Also,
in a
I'm
while
also
because
yeah.
of the coronavirus. Could be that.
Mm-hmm. Could be. Also, I'm curious on how much assets and resources do they have to do original content. Okay, so one of my fellow independent directors, he was telling me of an offer HBO is giving a lot of people, which is other filmmakers, which is scriptwriters, producers, filmmakers, is that they had this not like a retreat, but kind of like these master classes where they would train you or teach you pretty much treat it like a little film school under HBO. And the reward is that students, half of them, or select few, will be given opportunity to write, produce, and direct original content for HBO. Now I'm wondering if that has to do with HBO Max, And if they're doing that as a reward system through a school system, in a way that is also a cheap way to get like a quick crew together to put out your original content and film stuff. So I'm wondering, and then that is legit. And if that is tied into HBO Max, I'm just wondering how much resources do they have to put together quality original content? Because nowadays, if you want quality, you do have to hire quality directors and all that. You know, the DGA, and you have to go through the Screen Writers Guild of America, blah, 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 blah. You got to do all this stuff. But then if they're trying to cut corners like that, that tells me, okay, if they are without resources, they really need the Snyder Cut. And if they need more content, even with great talent, they still need the Snyder Cut. So, again, for me, smart money is always going to that. And I'm thinking about that situation as well as to they need this to be a success. So if they need the HBO Max to be a good success, why limit it? So if they don't use the Snyder Cut, it's just dumb.
All right. Devil's advocate time.
Hell yeah.
What if 2 weeks go by, nothing is said, nothing is done, Snyder says nothing, HBO Max drops, there's nothing indicating Snyder Cut at all. 3 days go by into the next month, and I guess that'll be June. HBO Max and Zack Snyder still say nothing. What do you think then?
Then we gotta keep pressing AT&T and Warner Brothers.
That's it?
Yeah, we gotta keep going, man. If
well,
they don't say anything,
obviously you gotta keep going. that wasn't. There was never an option to stop.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, what can we do other than to keep going? That's the stressful part of this whole movement, man. We just get rewarded with little hints and clues and ambiguity left and right, and it takes like months for us to get like where we faithfully, through Zack Snyder's words, like what in March he said it exists, it's done, right? And it was like not until what later 2019, like what 10 months later, that the masses are like, oh yeah, it exists, but are we ready to see it though? It's like taking so long to get so far with stuff that we already know. So, I mean, shit, it's pissing me off. I forgot what my answer was, but if it's still nothing,
I think
it must mean something because we are progressing, you know. So if there's nothing from HBO Max, then I'm like, okay, home release or theatrical release. That's my other expectations if there's nothing from HBO Max. Because theaters will need people to get back into the theaters. Because when coronavirus is all done and people are free to go out and about,
and Warner Media does need people to subscribe to their streaming service. So.
Like if
they do,
Zack Snyder's Justice League is an exclusive for HBO Max, that'd be great. Unless they're trying to figure out how they're gonna stop piracy. But yeah,
might be one of the most pirated movies of all time.
Right.
But
no, do that with Justice League. Don't pay for that.
Yeah, don't pay for Justice League. It's been so long, Kojay. And like I said, the boss still has not said anything.
No, we're going on 3 years. Someone who moves through a lot of almost like a Spartan workout race just to post and give us all these clues and stuff, to not say anything, I'm telling us is saying something. And I'm feeling it's confident, and I think 2020 is the year. If it's not HBO Max and a few days go by, it's going to be released in some other form. If it's 2021, then shoot, I'm gonna evolve into some kind of other new Super Saiyan and just go hard on Warner Brothers because they can't be that ignorant, stupid, and incompetent and be paid to do so.
I feel you.
What are your what are your not final, but what are your thoughts on HBO Max if we don't hear anything from Snyder or HBO?
I think that if we don't hear anything from both parties by the end of this month, we can probably say that there's a stalemate going on.
Mm.
That's what I think.
What
But
would be the reasons against it?
the reasons against it, in my opinion, would be, you feel what I mean? You know, the other DC films that were rushed into production that are now in play.
Hmm.
Like we're still in a place where nothing has happened in any of the DCEU films after Justice League or Justice League that has really any effect, you feel what I mean, on where the storyline is going prior to what Snyder set up. You know, prior to what, you feel what I mean, what WB did after Snyder left is what I should say. You feel me?
Mm.
So, but with all that, there's definitely, for me, a team of people at WB working on the new DCEU films. They have it, but they probably have a set plan or idea, or a group of people have ideas of what they're going to try to do and push forward, into the theaters, and what they feel like is dope, and what they feel like they can make work. Whatever. You could say maybe they even have a roadmap. Whatever. But it just hasn't been executed yet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
They're clearly trying to do something with Shazam, I guess, and Black Adam, and the new Batman, and you feel me? They have the Flash and Aquaman 2 coming, and you feel me? I think if I didn't miss the New Gods, apparently, I'll believe it when I see it, But
I forget
they
that
got
thing
all
is
these films
coming.
coming down the line, but they're just coming down the line. They haven't got here yet. Like, they're just in development. Like, and then you got the Snyder Cut, So, what I think is that there could be an issue when it comes to, like, alright, they may not want to have the Snyder Cut be put in there and fill that gap. You feel me? That they're trying to now fill with their DC film. You know what I'm saying? Because for all we know, they could be trying to pick up where Justice League left off and just run with it and do the best they can with it. You feel me? We don't know. And then if you wipe Justice League from the board and then you put Zack Snyder's Justice League on there, you feel me? Now it's like, a thousand new problems. Because now, you feel me? I mean, you got a whole new, it goes pretty much going back to the original storyline. So now you got a whole new set of issues of how you're going to try to connect this to that, if they even want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could look at it like, oh man, if we do that, then we'll have to go based on all the stuff that Snyder set up, and we're doing this over here, and we're doing that over here. And you feel what I mean? Like, in a way, the Snyder said he was trying to create a sandbox, you feel me, that other creators could come in and mess around and do things in and whatnot, but they kind of pushed them out the sandbox though. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's like with WB, it's like, you feel what I mean? It's like, all right, let's say WB is like, the overseeing parent, and WB's trying to fit, Zack Snyder and his toys back into the sandbox and everything, and then you got all these other kids playing in the sandbox now, you feel me, that are all up in the way, that are like, oh man, I'm over here in the sandbox, this is my part of the sandbox, and I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like, So now, you feel what I mean? They're sitting there like, all right, how do you know we can fit them in there somehow? Maybe take out one of these other kids. You feel me? Like, or we could just try to, we could decide, we could just try to fit them in there. Just say fuck all the other kids, you know. But that could be an issue that's going on the other end. That people are saying that there's something that we've played coy about for many days, many months, going to years now, over years. That I guess we're just saying this podcast that yes, we do acknowledge that if the Snyder Cut comes out, Snyder could come back. And even though we never, as a movement as a whole, have been pushing that wholeheartedly to bring back Snyder, but we were always smart enough to know that, you feel me, if we were able to pull this off, then, you know, bringing back Snyder would definitely be in the cards already. So
kind of like they're afraid of that.
Yeah. Because we're close now. Like now it's to the point where it's like, all right, we've literally have gotten to the point where now people, like you said before, people didn't even want to discuss it, and they didn't even want to acknowledge that it existed. We're at the point now where you know people are now trying to, you feel what I mean, plan out and figure out what, you know, what the blowback is going to be when the shit does happen. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so where is this going to lead now when it does happen? Like, Snyder going to come back? You feel me? Like, you know, they're trying to work out. You feel what I mean? The collateral damage. You feel me? that they're gonna have to account for when the Snyder Cut comes out, because it's that close. Now it's like, all right, is Snyder going to come back? Are they going to go back to the original storyline? Are they going to start scrapping films, you know? Are they going to, you know, you never know what they're going to do now. And then I feel like those are the conversations that they don't want happening. That's what I think. I feel like those are the conversations that they would rather.
So it's like they're afraid of the kind of success.
Yeah, because, you know, Hollywood is a very, very much a pyramid industries. One person moves up, another person goes down, man. Like, you know, so
that is true.
It's very rare that, you feel me, you know, everyone's just moving up across the board. You feel me? Like, well, the guy at the top got a promotion, so we're all getting promotions. Because he got a promotion. We need somebody to replace him, and then we need someone to replace me, and then somebody's going to replace you. I was like, nah. It doesn't work like that, especially, you know, in the film industry. So, yeah, I would say that maybe there is some people that maybe they took Snyder's spot and they chopped it up into a few pieces, and, you know, they took Snyder's, you know, DC film empire and chopped it up in a few pieces, and a few people got a few spots to chill. You know, so maybe Snyder can't get the whole thing back, but if he is gonna come back, maybe it would require him getting back, you know, a decent portion of what he would already had say over, already had control over.
Yeah.
And, you know, the big thing is too was that, you know, Snyder was the last guy to handle Batman and Superman, pretty much the whole Justice League, you know, and, you know, and people they can play it off now, like the directors and people can play it off now, like oh yeah, that's not a project that they want to fuck with or do, but they're just trying to play it off like that is a project that they would want to do and they would kill for, and they want that check too, to do a film like that, and to be able to say, and you feel me, that you were the one that made the film with all these characters in it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much the only thing that Joss Whedon has left on his resume that gives him any stain, is that, and it's not even Justice League. It's really that because Zack Snyder still gets that. You feel me? Like he really gets Avengers. Like that's really the only stain he had left. Like, well, you were the guy that, you know, directed Iron Man and Captain America in the Avengers movies. You know, that's the only stain he got. You feel me? Like, cause they're good, cause those are popular characters, popular IPs and shit. But you know, best believe there's other people that you know that want that spot. You feel me? That want this, you know, control over the Superman character, that make those movies and to do the team ups and you know, and that's why Henry's going mad hard with his management company, and people are talking about WB trying to replace him because it's like, Henry might be getting too big headed with the role. You feel me? He could be he's trying to bully WB over control over it so he can bring in you know, his production company with The Rock, and you feel me, his management team, and who really knows if they're even off that shit like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, but the whole thing is they could have been paying Corey the whole time with that too, when Henry could have been coming back the whole time. Because I'm always already thinking like, The Rock is already set in stone about to do this Black Adam film with DC and WB, then you know, Henry Cavill is definitely coming back. That's how I looked at it. You feel me? To be honest, like, it would be dumb if The Rock came in as Black Adam. And he's gassing this whole shit with Henry Cavill for so long. You feel me? And you know, and then he come as Black Adam, and then they recast Henry Cavill at the last second with a different Superman. When Henry Cavill is on the same management team as The Rock. You feel me? Like, it's like that would look stupid. You feel me? Don't get me wrong. You know, funnier shit has happened. You know, in Hollywood, but that shit would look stupid. Like it's clearly obvious. This was a play that The Rock or his production team or management team have been working towards for a minute. They've been working towards this play for a minute, where it's like, all right, we'll get Henry Cavill on the team and everything. You know, we'll team up. You feel what I mean? To get the money out of Warner Brothers, and you know, try to gain control over, you feel what I mean? Control over, Superman in the direction the DC films, in a sense. Cause it's like, if you got control over Shazam and Superman, that come on. Am I the only one thinking about it? Please, Kojay, say something. Like, y'all trying to corner the market on Shazam and Superman.
Nah, they're up to something, because it's definitely down to the property,
yeah.
Bro. I don't think they really care too much about the films, except the property that goes along with it. You know, the merchandising, and when you have more creative control, you have more percentage coming back in your paycheck. That's pretty much what they want.
Yeah.
And backtrack a little bit to add on to what you're saying about everyone else wants their content to be the first to do this or work with this, because we see little parts of Zack Snyder's ideas recycled and reused in other mediums under Warner Brothers, because they have that script of his, and they know what they cut out. They know more about Snyder Cut than we do, of course, because they've seen it with negative eyes and ignorance, right? But they will milk it and use those storylines in little pockets. And I said that before. I forgot where. This podcast will go deep. But even now, with Justice League Dark Apocalypse, the animated film, a lot of people are seeing a lot of Snyder Cut stuff that they know that is used in that. So that's one thing I am worried about, especially with New Gods. I'm very anti-New Gods because of the fact that I'm worried that...
I ain't fucking with New Gods.
No, fuck that shit. I'm worried that if they want Darkseid their way, and they have a hard-on their definitive, probably Jeff Johns tainted Darkseid version, they would definitely want Zack Snyder's one to be seen last. Because they don't want Zack Snyder to have credit of being the one who brought Darkseid to the big screen. No, they probably want Ava, because then they would have more control over it.
New Gods is so far down the line that if that's what I'm saying, do y'all even have the ability to beat Zack Snyder? His Darkseid is already filmed, sitting right there. Yeah, right. Ava DuVernay talking about she on the 4th draft. Like, what? Stop playing with me.
There's a bunch of weak stuff,
on the 4th draft? What? And like, you know what's funny? I could be wrong about this too, but it seems like to me every time Ava DuVernay even says anything about a new guy, she always thinks she only brings up, she only says something about a female character.
No,
And that shit is, I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but at first I'm like, alright, I ain't really noticed, but like, even after this time, I'm like, alright. Like, this is another female character you name drop. It's like, alright, we get it. You fuck with all the female characters in New Gods, bro. Like, what the fuck is good with the other? Where's Orion? What's good with Calibac? You feel me? What's good with Mr. Miracle? What's good with Darkseid? You feel me? You didn't even, and even on top of that, you haven't even brought up Granny Goodness yet. So it's like, stop playing. You feel me? Like, if like every time she's just teasing people with, oh yeah, I'm thinking about Big Barda right now. Like, it's like, what do you?
No, she all
you do is come around and name drop Big Barda or the Fatal Furies or some shit. You feel me? Like, and then you just disappear for fucking months, like almost a year. You feel me? I mean, never bring up new guys again.
No, she's letting the audience do their homework, her homework for her. I think she's testing people just to see where the chips lie, you know, because that's kind of like weird, weak, false hype. I feel when I hear stuff like that periodically.
Yeah, you feel me? It's like, yo, if you're really gonna,
it's like you have an idea,
you're really gonna build hype and talk about
the
film and the characters, bring up something different every time. Like, yo, we're working on the landscape of apocalypse right now. Like, oh, all right, I feel you, cool, dope. But oh, we're working on concepts for Orion. Word out for word, I feel you, dope. Like, oh, I'm pulling, you know, from panels of Big Barda from this comic. Like, oh, that's dope. Like, switch it up. Let us know that you're actually delving into the lore. Like, bring up different shit. Like, every time you talk, you just Big Barda. It's like, all right, bitch, we get it. You like Big Barda, we get it.
Yeah, like then even the next Krypton time you say did that well. Right. Like in the Making Krypton, they're like, yo, look at this era of comics that we like, or look at this one. Like, they were like showing off the lore that inspired them and didn't give anything away. Now we got the reverse with Ava. She's like, oh, what about this character? But then there's no substance to any, okay, what story, what generation, what arc, what book, what novel, what run, you know, what moment. None of that. It's just like surface level stuff, like almost like they're saying, hey, do you like this action figure? What do you think about this guy? And it's like what we know. We know it. We're questioning if you know what you're doing. And you're not giving us anything about that. Did I lose you for a second?
My bad, yo. My mic popped out for a second.
Oh, it's all good.
I noticed that shit. But yeah, I heard everything you said and I agree. Like, I don't think how they're doing it is very good at all. Like, to be honest.
Yeah. It's very weak, and it's like, all right, the proof is in the pudding. Like, when we saw Justice League, we got exactly what it was. A last-minute movie reshot in a month's time. A reshot film in a month's time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe they are taking their time with it and doing something, but I'm trying to tell you, Agent DuVernay is an agent. You feel me? Like, she is an agent. Do not trust her like that.
I know y'all want to trust her.
Yeah, I know y'all want to trust her because she makes, you feel me, Black History films and all that are inaccurate, by the way. Excuse me.
It's cool. You know, get the truth out.
Yeah, like, and on top of that, she's fucking with Tom King, and Tom King is literally an agent. If you don't believe me, look it up on Google. You know what I mean? Like, so he's literally an agent. So it's like you got all these agents working on DC films and everything. So you never know what we'll get. She'll probably cast Oprah as Granny Goodness. You know. Like, Darkseid probably won't even be in it. Darkseid fuck around and be a girl and shit. If I can, they'll kill off Darkseid and just introduce Grail. And like, yeah, Darkseid died back in the day. He already dead. Grail rules shit now. And she's the villain of the New Guys movies.
Damn.
Not even gonna have Dark Side in it until like the very, very end. Like for like 2 minutes at the
I'll
end.
just turn around, his eyes will glow, and then Omega Beams will shoot in a zigzag, and then cover the screen in red, and then all of a sudden you see the end credits.
Yeah, like, and it
New
has to be
Girls.
politics too because it's like he's writing this movie with an ex CIA agent who's not even that good with a DC writer. You know, she's mad delved into the political side of the film industry and everything. And like I don't know, like I don't want to bring race into it or anything, but this is as a black person and everything, like I don't see how you can be a black person and be writing movies with ex CIA agents. Hey,
Mm.
bro, I'm not like no disrespect to you, CIA, like some disrespect, but it's like let me see like this. So if I'm working on something, even just regular shit, and like and I'm making a movie or some shit, and I find out like you CIA, are you even ex CIA? I'd be like, bro, you can't be. Like, nah, but you can't be working this cozy on this film with me no more. I don't even think you can be even working on this. You gotta be an advisor or something. And then like
Hmm.
an advisor that's never on set. I'll call you when I need some advising. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like it's like you can't like what the hell? Like these people be assassinating people and toppling governments and shit. You feel me? You know? And
Hmm.
they've even assassinated black leaders in this country. You feel me? Like, and
And you
here
want
this
to use that
lady is.
logic in filmmaking? Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and this lady over here,
Because every filmmaker brings their own resources to the table.
yeah.
Their philosophies, their style, their way of thinking at the world and life, you know?
So it's like, what are you on? Man, I'm like, and then like and then you know how some black people are. Someone try to bring that shit up to us. They try to flip it like it's real. Like, nah, it's not real.
Hmm.
And that's what I mean. Even with the whole, even with Black Panther, you feel me? How they had T'Challa teaming up with the CIA. Like, what the fuck is good with you niggas? What is y'all on? And this guy walking around talking about I'm ex CIA.
And I got
Like,
your
bro,
back.
that's just like, bro, don't feed me that. You CIA, bro. You shouldn't even be moving around the regular populace like that, my nigga. You can go trade her any second. You feel me? Over some national security bullshit. You feel me? Like
Hmm.
make up some bullshit and then you feel me do some whole traitor shit and then blame it on national security. Like you feel me? So it's like, it's like I don't. As I said, like, I don't want to make it about race or anything, but I'm looking at this lady very funny. Like, how are you a black person in America and you writing a movie with a CIA agent? Like, are you gotta? She has to be an agent. She has to be an agent. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you feel me?
Hmm.
You gotta be an agent. Like, you gotta be. You feel me? Like. It's like, bro, like, and I'm not the first person to come to this conclusion. Like Black America gives aid to DuVernay the pass every now and again. You feel me? Like, but overall, he got the eye on her. Like, motherfuckers got the eye on her. You feel me? Like, we do not trust. Like, trying to tell you, motherfuckers do not fuck with her. You feel me? Like, she moves funny. She
Hmm.
moves funny, funny, funny. Remember, I told you she be saying slick shit about Michael Jackson too. Like, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
right.
She moves funny. Like, you can't. Like, bro, you can't be. This is how you know it's funny. You have white people standing up for Michael Jackson. You feel me? Like, droves of them. And then you got dumbass black people like her shitting on Michael Jackson and everything. It's like, bitch, who are you? Like, who are you? Like, I can name like 100 white bitches. You feel me? That would stand for Michael Jackson. And here you are, like, oh man, I believe Oprah. They're like, bitch, pushing this Oprah shit. And I'm
Uh,
sorry for being derogatory. No, vulgar, I should say. You feel me? Vulgar. You
mm.
feel me? But it's just true. It's like, yo, she's just winning them types. Like, she like a Candace Owens, but in reverse, you feel me?
Is she like what our speculation is on Dwayne Johnson, where they're trying to please a certain masses that they assume is in power?
Yeah.
They're very governmental.
Like, bitch, this woman going shit on Michael Jackson, right? As you do already dead, right? He's already dead. In the ground already at this point.
Mm-hmm.
This bitch was on Twitter a few years ago talking about how she watching Harvey Weinstein movies and how she knew about the allegations, but she don't care because he still makes some good ass movies.
What? That's immorally.
She said that on Twitter. No way. You gotta find this. I'm gonna find a screenshot for you one day. You feel me? Or even soon, because I know it exists. It's out there. You feel me? Because she deleted it now. She deleted it, but she said some whole bullshit. She pretty much said that she knew what Harvey Weinstein was doing, but she didn't care. But it was whatever because she still fuck with his movies though. She still make good ass. Like, you see what I'm saying? But then you went on the flip end. You're gonna throw dirt on Michael Jackson and call him a pedo, even though they investigated that man from top to bottom. They investigated his whole life, everything in his life, his body, his mind, his soul. You feel me? By top investigators for over a decade. You feel me? Like, we got the decades worth of investigation. Found nothing. You feel me? Like, found nothing. And you can't say like, oh man, he Michael Jackson. He could like, nah, motherfucker. You seen what happened to Jeffrey Epstein? You seen what happened to Jeffrey Epstein? They ran down him. He was a billionaire with an island. He was a James Bond villain. They ran down on him like, whoa, nigga, what you doing over here? They found that evidence. It didn't matter how much resources they had. They found that fucking evidence.
Yeah.
They locked that motherfucker up. And then in a few days after that, he was dead up in that jail cell. Because he was really on that shit. Motherfucker was like, oh, they done caught this nigga, killed this nigga. He gonna tell him how he was fucking them kids. Cause he was really on that shit. But you saw how fast that motherfucker was a James Bond villain. None of that shit mattered when the long arm of the law came. When the long arm of the law came, like, what you doing over here, motherfucker? You running through all your shit. Coming to your island, all that. It was good.
Got him.
Caught that motherfucker. Found all his evidence. Got his emails. Got his travel records. All that shit. Got witnesses and all that shit. It didn't matter. Dude could have been Cobra Commander. If he was fucking on kids and them peoples is coming after you, you are done. You are done. You're not gonna be able to fucking, especially imagine being imagine being, not even say Michael Jackson, imagine being a dude living in Neverland. And you feel me, one of your pastimes is fucking on kids.
Ugh.
And then the FBI run down on you one day and shit. FBI and the government run down on you one day. Do you think living in that big ass Neverland ranch that you would be able to conceal everything you was fucking doing to them damn kids?
Hell no. That'd be all over the place, man. I imagine. Because it's...
Exactly.
Oh, because you think you're safe.
Not only did they scorch the earth of that place and found nothing, they even found fake evidence.
Wow.
That's how thoroughly they looked through that motherfucker's life and shit. They even found evidence like, oh man, we thought this was real, but this was clearly some bullshit. Someone planted this shit here. This shit don't even make no sense. Like, you feel what I'm trying to tell you? I've looked into this shit thoroughly. They even found fake evidence that they looked into thoroughly and was like, yeah, that was fake evidence. Someone planted that shit there. And it was like, what was in the video? It was literally just videos of, like, just old videos of kids playing at parks. You feel me? They weren't even on the same camera. You feel what I mean? That were stock footage pulled from other footages. So he didn't even take that footage. Well, that means motherfuckers were just splicing together home footage of children and just left it in his house. Whoa. You feel what I mean? Like, this dumb shit. And then the FBI looked through it. They're not stupid. They went through that shit like, oh, this is just stock footage. And home footage it's like he didn't even really film this shit. Like, they just put this shit together. You feel me? And it wasn't even porn. You feel what I mean? It's like, That's what I mean. It's just a kid at the park, kid walking down the street with his mom. Like they even had fake evidence that they found. It was like, yeah, motherfuckers is in here trying to plant evidence.
Wow.
Like, bro, dude lived on Neverland Ranch in a fucking giant ass mansion with hella motherfuckers around. They even said there was motherfuckers around there planting evidence. They didn't find. Now compare that to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just saying. You feel what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you really on some shit, they gonna catch your ass. You feel me? Like it's not in a game like that. People think that shit is a game where it's like, oh yeah, he got the millions and well, so did Weinstein now. You feel me? And they wrapped his ass up too, which is about who's backing you and who's not. You feel me? Weinstein got old and he got weak and they pushed him to the side. They ain't need his ass anymore. You feel me? That was it. You feel me? But then you got people shitting on Ava DuVernay, shitting on Michael Jackson. You feel me? But you feel me? She ain't say shit about Weinstein now. She think Weinstein is cool because she fucks with Oprah. You feel what I mean? And we don't even got to get into Oprah. But it's not that kind of podcast.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I'm just saying you gotta watch some of these people over here. Like even with people talking about James Gunn, like a lot still people are still in the real. A lot of people still really aren't off. You know, the whole pedo joke thing. A good amount of people really still aren't off that shit. They're like, yo, this dude was talking a lot of all that pedo shit, all that wild.
That stuff is
I'm a
still
dude,
disgusting.
creepy
Man.
do shit to kid shit, all that creepy white boy shit. You feel me? Like, it's like, yeah, that shit is disgusting. You feel me? Like,
Now,
but yeah, I was just saying, the shit just looks real sloppy with the creatives coming in to work on these films, and that's why I say, like, you never really know what's going on the back end with this Snyder Cut, you know.
yeah, I saw a video where someone analyzed a reason why WB wouldn't want to put it out, because then more of their dirty laundry and the fact that they were assholes will be known. But we already know that. So it's got me thinking, on top of what you said about all these weirdos, is that the only thing I could see getting in our way and holding us back is if other weirdos and Emmerich and whoever and other people we probably don't even know are still tied to having Snyder Cut down and not released for status of internal power and or to cover up their dirty tracks of shit.
Yeah.
And then that worries me because that'll prevent the movie and the truth from being massively known and out and available, because people just want to protect their own greedy, dirty self-interests.
I think in this, when the Snyder Cut does come out, it's going to come out in the cleanest possible way for WB. They're going to just drop it on some corporate shit and just, you feel me? They're not really gonna say much of an apology or anything about it. They're probably just gonna drop it, just like, yeah, based on popular demand, you know, or they just leave it at that.
I'm cool with that, as long as they do it tomorrow. You know, do it soon.
Yeah, but I do feel you with that. I do not think, like, maybe there are people that, you feel me, want a Justice League documentary or tell all or something, but honestly, I don't really see that happening ever or anytime soon. You feel me? Especially if the Snyder Cut's coming out. The Snyder Cut comes out, like, the best point of action is probably just going to be to move past it. You know, from the corporate standpoint. You feel me? You know, I don't think they're going to milk it past that and make some whole dramatary about, you feel me? You know, the ups and downs of the Justice League production. You know, I think to just release it, leave it at that. Probably not talk about any of the L's that they caught while making the film, and then yeah, because you know that will just make them, you know, look good, and it'll probably be an independent, you know, documentary or something that gets into that later down the line. But yeah, that's what I've kind of thought for a while, that it's definitely not gonna come with the, you know, an apology, you know,
That's
to
fine
the
as long as
fans
they
or
just
anything.
release the movie. I'm cool. They don't need an apology. Releasing the film is the apology. They just gotta do that. That is all, and that's all I need.
Yeah,
Because they missed that window of apology, like 2 years ago. So they just need to release the film, and the film is the apology, and then they could stop being a joke, or start to not be a joke.
yeah, it could start to not be a joke.
Hmm.
Because it could, because it's gonna be a minute for any other DC films to come out, and it would really complement Wonder Woman 84 because Wonder Woman is in it, plus a slew of other characters that they can just build off of. At least have they'll have two. You feel what I mean? Big budget DC films for people to to sink their teeth into for a while until the next batch of films come out, and
Hmm.
maybe Grace Randolph is right about what she said that the additional shoots for the Snyder Cut are on hold because of the coronavirus and everything. So I guess we'll just have to see. But yeah,
If it's on hold
once
for
it's a
that, that's cool. That's cool. That could be why Zack Snyder's cruising. We don't know.
yeah, but I guess that doesn't that doesn't remove the possibility of a release date being announced, or the announcement for a possible release coming, whether it be on HBO Max or in theaters or HBO Max or
Hmm.
something.
Or even the Netflix thing that they have deals with, like even with The Irishman, it came out in theaters for 6 weeks, and then it was on Netflix not too long after that, and it was advertised on the billboards going into right on Hollywood Boulevard. When you get off the freeway and enter Hollywood Boulevard, there's a few big buildings, and they had a huge ass billboard and it said The Irishman in theaters here on Netflix at this time, and it was a success. Well done film, and it got the praise it deserves. So it can
Yeah.
be like advertised in theaters and then on HBO Max. Get people hyped up to have the experience of it all. And that'd be
All
smart
I,
money too.
all I need is an
Blu-ray
announcement from
announcement
Zack
and Blu-ray.
Snyder that says that it's coming out. You feel me? And you feel me? It don't even got to be coming out soon. Like, as long as Snyder says it's coming out, and whether it's sponsored by WB or HBO Max or whatever, then I'm in. At that point, you feel me? I'll even subscribe to HBO Max at that point. You feel me?
Yeah, I won't even wait for
I,
Snark. I'll give him my money right now.
yeah, like that's all they got to say is that bring out Snyder, bring out whoever Snyder needs to be brought out to. Say that it's coming. It's on. You feel me? Then I'll sit there and I guess I'll just watch Looney Tunes or something until the shit come out.
I'm gonna
But
rewatch Babylon 5. Booyah. But yeah.
yeah, I would not even I would not even accept you know a release date list that says Zack Snyder's Justice League. I gotta hear it from the man. It has to be direct from the man himself saying that it's a done deal. It's coming. Like but if that doesn't happen, then there's not that there's any good WB films coming out that I want to check out. Like I am still waiting for that Godzilla vs Kong trailer. See if that'll even turn out to be anything good. But
Mm.
past that, there's really nothing that they're making or nothing that they're coming out with soon. That's coming out anytime soon that I'm really interested in. Especially with theaters being locked out and productions being shut down. And
Hmm. I feel you on that, man. All the
it
above.
seems like Wonder Woman 84 might be like. Does WB even have any other films coming out besides that?
Not that I can think of to care about.
Yeah,
No,
so
they got
I
that
don't.
Scooby Doo coming out this week, digitally.
Well, that's coming out. I mean, in the theaters. Like I think Wonder Woman 84 might be
Mm.
like.
That might be straight to exclusive, depending how long this quarantine continues. I think because they already
Yeah,
entertained
cause
that idea, and
yeah,
I think
they,
that'd
cause
be better for it.
they already said that. Then they say that LA just extended the lockdown
Uh huh.
for like they pretty much over the whole summer.
Yep. It's putting a
Like
damper on my
damn.
plans right there.
So it's like not to say that they gotta do. That's the whole thing. They don't gotta do all their shooting in the damn
That's where I
in
think
damn Cali,
it's a
but
good
they
time
can.
to release a Snyder Cut because it's already finished. You don't have to shoot shit. It's the most like safest quarantine product film to push out, minus
Yeah.
the theater experience.
Yeah, everyone's leaning on the additional scenes though that are a thing. Like Snyder did say he wanted to shoot additional scenes, so that's all
Yeah.
about how they're going about shooting these additional scenes. Like I'm assuming, I guess the lots are shut down and all that shit too. Well, I don't know, like
Mm.
so. Like I don't know where the hell where he's gonna be shooting these additional scenes if they're gonna be
Eventually, they
shot
could
on.
shoot on lot if they get to the point where, because when I go into work every day, granted I work at a hospital, right? But granted, every time I go to work, uh, we're all screened and go through a process every day. And you have the people who coexist and work in that space. But even though in that space, uh, there are markings on the floor in the elevators of keeping space away from each other, even though you're screened and clear. It's like there's a lot of precautions that may interrupt uh, shoots or may not interrupt shoots. So it all depends on how things progress and exactly what he has in mind for what he's shooting, and if they can accomplish that. Because he's
Yeah.
already shown he could do wonders with just an iPhone, snow steam iron, and all that.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So I don't know.
when do
Anything else
you,
you want
to
to talk
be
about?
honest, when do you
Oh,
expect to see the Snyder Cut, Kojay?
October 2020.
October. Damn, that was quick.
Yeah, I was just putting it together. Anything sooner, I'll be happy. But I think October. I don't know why. It just came to me. What about you?
I think I'm
Yeah, I was
thinking
taking quarantine into effect, and then if it's going to be theaters, I think it'll be sometime in the fall.
I'm thinking this summer, like maybe the end of July.
Ooh, that'd be dope.
We'll see though. What do you think's gonna happen on the HBO Max release day?
Either release the Snyder information or something for it. But other than that, uh, I don't care. I think it'd be. I really can't gauge its success because it's weird. Because a lot of stuff I don't know. A lot of stuff that they have available for people to have access to, I feel like everyone already has it. Like you're looking at stuff like Friends, Game of Thrones, Scooby Doo, uh, Sesame Street, which is on like PBS anyways. Um, all this stuff that diehard fans already have access to. So they're gonna
Yeah,
spend
they
an
don't
extra
really have
15
that many
bucks.
originals.
Yeah, are they gonna spend an extra 15 bucks just to have digital access for streaming if the internet's good for stuff that they already have on DVD and Blu-ray? Every hardcore Friends fan, Game of Thrones fan, anyone fill in the blank, even freaking Babylon 5. I already have Babylon
Yeah,
5 owned like 4 times on my VHS tapes, DVD. I own the whole series on like two
they
different
haven't.
digital
They have the
networks.
whole thing on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, oh, but on Amazon Prime they stopped selling it because the distributor has other plans. So I was going to buy the rest of the series on Amazon Prime, but it is off of that. Except unless you already bought it, then you could watch it.
Oh
So
no, I mean
Babylon 5
that you
is
can like watch it like anytime you want.
really even like a season
Yeah,
3. I gotta look
yeah.
that up again.
Yeah. Last time I checked, they had all the seasons of Babylon 5 you could watch right there.
Oh dang! Well, I gotta check back on that. But for purchase, they did take purchase out of it. That is a fact.
Yeah, that I don't know about. Could have done that.
So I have to look back
But
on that for
yeah,
streaming.
you are right. WB. I mean, Warner Media doesn't really have that many HBO Max originals, at least not that they've announced. So the whole thing is that maybe on launch day or before launch they might have, you feel me, another presentation or something to show like what you know what they're going to be having on there, what they're going to be bringing on there, what can people expect from in the future. But I feel you. If they are kind of just pushing it like this of how it is now, like I guess possibly maybe even as just like an upgrade replacement to HBO streaming already, then and they're just gonna drop it. It is kind of coming off a little lackluster.
Yeah, and that could I don't know. That could be the ATT curse because AT&T, a lot of their numbers don't really. Excuse me. Whoa, that was saliva going down the wrong pipe. Anyways, give me a moment here.
Kojay's dying. He's dying,
I'm being
guys.
taken over. Anyways,
It's the thing.
it's the thing. Let me drink some agua. All right, I
Technical
think I'm
difficulties,
someone.
everybody. Technical
Yeah,
difficulties.
biological. Ew. Never mind. That sounds bad. Uh, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Was HBO streaming?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just the upgrade from. I forgot my whole train of thought when I was trying to get my voice back.
Yeah, I was saying it's pretty much it could just they could just be using it as upgrade to HBO streaming,
Oh yeah, and
and
just
it
with an
seems
up.
pretty lackluster.
Yeah, and I don't know. AT&T has a weird track record of not really spiking up their numbers. They kind of coast, and same with Time Warner, whatever stuff. They just kind of the numbers just stay the same that they are. Like they don't really. I haven't seen them rise up, and that's just from the cell phone aspect of seeing how their company is. Like how many more people do you see signing up straight up on "Let's get America online now"? You don't see that anymore. You're even shocked to find out if someone has an AOL email account.
Oh my
You come
god.
across one of those people like you're whoa for real? You still use that thing? Dang, I haven't touched
Yeah.
that since dial-up. It's like oh I'm back. It's like um, do they really have the ingenuity other than making a probably a cuter, easy to use app? Do they have the ingenuity and the creativity to push things forward? Because all we've seen from Warner Brothers, our end, is that they take the ingenuity and creativity people and they push them way the fuck away.
Yeah.
So I am curious and kind of hesitant. Besides, everyone, a lot of people are so
You're right.
happy on Disney Plus, and they're asking a lot of money. So if you're gonna ask me a lot of money to have everything I want that I already own, except one thing, but you can't say if you're gonna give me that one thing, why the fuck am I gonna sign up?
Yeah, that's a good point. Looney Tunes ain't enough, man. Looney Tunes and Criterion Collection and fucking Studio Ghibli films ain't enough, man.
Yeah, and they all have a strong following that already has everything on DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah, you're right.
So they need Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, it does seem like they need it. Like they have announced some originals. They announced Justice League Dark. They announced um they announced a Green Lantern show. But other than that, and I didn't really hear anything about um like any properties that they picked up to maybe do with shows or films about. They haven't really said anything about like what exactly are they gonna do the Netflix thing where they're gonna have original films and pick up independent films? They haven't said really, or really, they've said it in press releases and articles, but they haven't really come out and given a breakdown of what they're gonna do. So we're just gonna have to see and wait. And I would just tell everybody, just don't get your hopes up with the whole HBO Max thing, because it wasn't really all bets were never really on HBO Max to begin with.
Hmm.
But it is just a way for us to make it easier for them. We're just trying to make it easier for you know WB and Warner Media to just get it out and get it into the hands of the public in the best way possible, fastest way possible, and then possibly work on some a limited re-release afterwards. But if it doesn't turn out that way, then we keep pushing for the theatrical release or the Blu-ray release to come out for this film, and we keep giving them niggas hell.
Hell yeah, I'm down with that. That's what we do. That's what we got to keep doing.
But yeah, so stick by your fellow supporters. I mean, don't give up. Don't give up your strong faith in the movement. You know, you gotta be strong like warriors like Kojay and you feel me,
Strong
Pelly.
words
Feel
like
me?
44.
Yeah, you gotta be like Fiona. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up the fight.
No, never.
But
Big shout out to
past that,
Fiona. She's inspired me to get into the movement from back in the day, long time ago. So I just want to
yes,
throw that out there.
the biggest shout out to her
Hmm.
and to all you out there. Definitely not saying to give up hope on the HBO Max thing, but it's like, hey, don't put your guard down. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm. Prepare for the worst, but hope for the best and fight for good victory.
Yeah, I guess we can throw some plugs in there. If you haven't been watching Go Deep, check out the most recent Go Deeps. Pelly's on the roll. Very good and enlightening podcast over there about, the movement and the state of it.
State of the movement,
Also,
the films, inspiration. It's a whole bunch of things, not just like a couple things or two that some people like to focus on. It's diverse with ideas, inspiration, and multiple voices, and will continue to be so to do so, I believe.
yep. And this Saturday, too, RT Snyder Cut is going to be dropping their first roundtable podcast on the Release of Snyder Cut YouTube channel. It's easy to find. Just type in Release the Snyder Cut or RT Snyder Cut, and it's the channel with the reddish, well, we pretty much red, the red Release the Snyder Cut symbol. So look out for that. You feel me? Things are coming full circle. There's gonna be even more roundtables coming from RT Snyder Cut from many different people in the movement, many different voices that are on YouTube or on Twitter or just have their own podcast in some type of way. They're going to be contributing to this. So
Your boy Kojay as well. I'm gonna be on two of those, I believe.
Kojay will be on two of those. So look out for that. You feel me? Like Pelly's doing one too. So we'll see how all these go, and hopefully we can just do something that they'll keep going into the summer, and we can just keep cranking out the content for the movement and just keeping things strong and fresh. Fresh is a good word,
Yeah, that is good. Keep it nice and fresh.
right?
No rotten vegetables here. Just Subway fresh. Keep it Subway fresh always. It's healthier for you.
Yeah, I love Subway. Pretty good.
Yeah, me too, man. Mm-hmm.
But other than that, still get T-shirts.
Oh, the
You
Zack
can still
Snyder's
you.
Justice League uh, T-shirt hoodie has come back. Check out Ink to the People. They've brought back that sale. I just saw that today. Totally forgot about that. Is that they? Yeah, the sale's back up, so you could buy that famous all black with Zack Snyder's Justice League logo on the center. Man, I love that thing. I might buy some more. But you can buy that in hoodie, T-shirt, long sleeve, all that stuff. I think they brought that sale back, so
Yeah.
get on that. I'll try
There's
and
also
put a link to it.
also Ben's wristbands you can still get. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure you can still get the wristbands, right?
Yeah, the wristbands, even the Harley Quinn release a Snyder Cut one, the release of Snyder, We Are release a Snyder Cut, that's up too, with your boy Kojay on it and so many other good faces. Even Dr. Meme Hatton's on there, I saw, and a whole bunch of others. So it's a good time to buy some Snyder Cut gear and give back to AFSP, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So there's still a lot of good positivity out there to get it going. So maybe keep the hype going and fresh. Look fresh.
Yeah, look fresh. And a lot of this Snyder Cut shirts are pretty smooth, especially the hoodie and the the esoteric um the esoteric black T-shirt that's Zack Snyder designed. That one's
Hmm.
pretty fly too. A lot of the shirts are pretty fly, so definitely grab something.
And the
You know,
quality is
even if
nice. It
you
feels good. It's smooth. It's nice.
I'm thinking about getting one of them face masks, and I still gotta get a wristband. So
I get paid soon, so as soon as I could do that, I'm gonna gear up with the rest that I'm missing. Haha.
I feel you, man. Yeah, just do what you can. Like we're not telling you like at the same time. Don't go out there and break the bank. You feel what I mean? And buy all that shit. But if you can get one thing, whatever fits in your budget. You feel me?
Yeah, do what you can. Wear it to rock it. Spread the awareness, and let's release the Snyder Cut.
Hold on one second, Kojay.
Oh, okay. Do 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 do. Do. Holding for a minute. Alright, you don't want to hear me sing. Maybe I'll cut this out. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll keep it raw. Maybe I will. So yeah, I'll try and put all the links at the bottom of this video for all those purchases. And if the sale is done by the time you hear this and you hit the link and nothing's working, then I apologize. They are for limited time. I think the oldest one is the release of Snyder Cut T-shirt from the Harley Quinn show with a misrepresentation. So you could buy the shirt, rock it, and show the actual real representation, and that'd be cool. And then after that is the We Are release of Snyder Cut, and then Ben W's wristbands for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then we have, like we just said, Zack Snyder's Justice League hoodie T-shirt that has come back. I love that thing. Oh, I might buy some more of those. And also, yes, the face mask. That is also on Ink to the People. I think only the wristbands is on a different site. Is it Indiegogo or something like that? I can't remember. But I'll do my best to share the links. Also, make sure you check out our Twitter. We are on Twitter, SourceWall44K. It should be this planet with hard to read writings in it. But yeah, you can find us on Twitter. That's where we usually try and share all the updates of our podcasts, so you can know when they drop if you follow us there. Hit the alert, and then you'll know right when our podcast drop. Or like and subscribe to us right now. You get to know that too. Yeah. You were saying some final words.
Fuck it.
All
I'm
right.
eating this pineapple now.
Fair enough. Well, to all you everyone out there, check us out on Twitter You get all our updates and some cool shit we'll share from time to time. And like and subscribe and hit that bell so you know when we drop one of these, so you can be all caught up with what's going on and what we see. And as always, release the Snyder Cut. 44, take it away.
Release the Snyder Cut.
Booyah.
Don't give up the fight.
Oh.
Oh.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Much love. Yeah.